uno seis. When I uno seis. When I uno seis. Please don't get up in my way. When I uno seis. When I uno seis. When I uno seis. Please don't get up in my way. Uno seis. When I uno seis. When I uno seis. Please don't get up in my way. When I uno seis.
So guys, we've been answering 2 questions this semester. Who do you say that Jesus is? And who does Jesus say that you are? Who does Jesus say Jamisha is? Right? So the first one deals with, we got to figure out who Jesus is. Second one is, he has something to say to us. We got to figure it out. Okay? Here's the talk tonight. Are we blind? Okay? Are we blind? I'm going to blindfold myself for the rest of this talk. Okay? Okay, I can't see anything. Alright? I don't know where you are. I really can't see you. The question is, are we blind? Rachel, will you come and read this scripture because I can't see it? Alright, everybody pay attention.
They arrived at Bethsaida. Some people brought a sightless man and begged Jesus to give him a healing touch. Taking him by the hand, he led him out of the village. He put spit in the man's eyes, laid hands on him, and asked, "Do you see anything?" He looked up. "I see men. They look like walking trees." So Jesus laid hands on his eyes again. The man looked hard and realized that he had recovered perfect sight, saw everything in bright 20/20 focus. Jesus sent him straight home, telling him, "Don't enter the village."
Give it up for Rachel, that was great. So, I just want you to realize how absurd this story is. So there's a blind guy, right? I'm the blind guy. And Jesus, they bring him to Jesus and say, "Jesus, you can heal this guy." And all that Jesus does is hack a loogie on this guy's eye. Like he spit on the dude's eye. Like, what the heck? If somebody did that to us today, we'd probably punch him, right? Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, somebody spits on us, we're going to punch him. But Jesus spits on this guy's eye, and here's what he says. He says, "I see men, but they look like trees." So he could barely see, like, kind of like I can see you in silhouettes, but I can't see your face. And then Jesus touched his eyes again, and he could see. Now, guys, tonight, none of you guys are actually blind. But some of us are spiritually blind. And that's primarily what Jesus is talking about. We can have blinders on our hearts. And we're going to talk about that tonight. But I'm going to tell a story real quick. So, see that nice owl? It's cute. How many of you guys have ever been to the eye doctor? How many of you guys actually like the eye doctor? It's like the dentist. It's like terrible. Nobody likes to go to either. But I'm at the eye doctor, and they walk me back, and they do the eye tests and all this stuff. But there's one part about the eye doctor that I can't stand. And it's when they put the dilating drops in your eyes, right? So I'm sitting in this chair, and the guy's like, "Okay, I thought I was going to get out of there before I had to do it." I'm like, "Oh, this is great. I'm almost done." And he's like, "All right, we're going to go put some dilating drops in your eyes." And I'm just like, "Oh, dang it." So he puts them in my eyes. He said, "I'll be back in 20 minutes. I'm like, "Come on. I don't want to wait here 20 minutes when my eyes are like owl size." And so finally we get done. And usually they give you those little glasses when you leave. Well, they didn't give me the glasses. So I'm supposed to meet Kelton Godot at Texas A&M for lunch. And I get out into the parking lot, and I felt like I was blinded by the light. Like I couldn't see anything. I had to look down, I had to keep one eye open, and it was just painful. I couldn't see a single thing, and I do not suggest this. When you get your license, don't drive after that, unless you have those glasses, because you can't see. And if you can't see, you're gonna wreck. I didn't wreck, but somehow I made it to campus. I don't know how. And I'm just walking around like an idiot, because you know, there's college students all around. I'm just like walking with my hand like this, like trying not to walk into anybody. I'm making wrong turns. And finally, I get into the student center, and my eyes adjust, and I can see. I found Kelvin, and I'm like, phew, man, that was rough. But guys, the reason why I'm telling you that story is that's how we are. we have a lot of things that blind our hearts to what's going on. You know, you think about stuff that's happening in our world right now. Did you guys know that there's 27 million people that are still in slavery around the world? Sex trafficking. You know, I thought slavery was done like 150 years ago, but it's worse now. And that's something we're blind to. We don't get that. We don't see that in America. But there's 27, think of how many people that is. That are still in slavery. ISIS?
I got it, Joe.
You got it? Sorry, I don't know why I've been using this. Okay, you got ISIS, and you read the news every once in a while, and it says like 40 people dead by ISIS. You know, 50 people dead by ISIS. And I'm just like, man, what's the deal? Like, I'm not even sad sometimes. It's numb, right? And then you get like, what's up with these clowns? You serious? Like, this is scary. I don't want to be near clowns. They're everywhere. They're blind to something. I don't know. I haven't seen one yet, but I hope I don't. And then there's just so much, like, our world is just going through so much crap. People are starving. Our election is just stupid, if we're honest. Guys, so that's one thing we're blind to. We're blind to all this pain and hurt that's going on in the world. But not only that, we're blind to things that are going on in our own lives. Guys, I don't know about you, but social media, you know, you guys hear this all the time from your parents or from your teachers, but you guys don't realize, like, how blind it can be, how blinding it can be. We put the best thing out on social media that we can find of ourselves because we're trying to hide who we really are. You know, and I feel bad. Like, seriously, when I was growing up, if I saw some of the stuff that you guys see every day on Snapchat, every day on Instagram, every day on Facebook, it would have been like, whoa, what is that doing on the internet? But guys, it's so common now that we're desensitized to anything. You know, we see naked people on the internet, we're like, that's normal, right? But if you lived 50 years ago, that would have been insane. And guys, there's stuff going on in our lives. Like, we're dealing with so much with our parents and our house life, and it's hard. We don't realize what we're doing to ourselves. And then the last one, guys, is we don't really know who we really are. God created us for something awesome. And so many times we believe that He made a mistake. We believe that God messed up when He made us. He didn't. God has so many cool things planned for your life, trust me. But we're so blind sometimes. And guys, I'm going to share a story. Just like Jesus did with that blind man, Jesus can open the blinders of your heart. So I was in college, and I had 2 roommates, and they were really cool. And we lived it was in Virginia, and we lived about an hour away from this mountain. It's called Sharp Top Mountain. And it was the second tallest mountain in Virginia. You could see it from our campus, and everybody would always hike up in the morning and watch the sunrise. If you're way up in the air, you can just see the sun come up, and it's crazy. But you have to hike it when it's dark. So it's like 11 o'clock at night, and my friends are like, hey, let's climb it, camp out at the top, watch the sunrise, and then come home. So while we're having this talk, one of our friends on the hall, his name is Tyler Hasty. Now Tyler was almost legally blind. He could only see 3 feet in front of him. Past that, everything looked like trees. Everything was blurry. He had these huge glasses, and he really couldn't even see who you were. He only knew you by your voice. So he walks in, and also he's night blind. At night, he can't see anything. So he walks into the room while we're talking about this, and he's like, yeah, man, that sounds great. I'm down. We're like, dude, you're not going to be able to do that, right? We're trying to talk him out of it. But he's insisting, no, guys, I'm coming with you. It's going to be great. And we're like, oh, gosh. this is not going to be good. I don't know if you've ever hiked a mountain before, but it's not easy, and it's night. You can't see. So we get there, and we end up, this is besides the point, but we end up hiking the wrong mountain because we didn't see the sign. But anyway, that's a different story. So I literally had to hold Tyler as we walked up this mountain. And he's sweating like crazy. He's a big hairy dude. And I'm like steering him up the mountain. And finally we get to the top, we camp out. The sunrise comes up the next morning, and it was really cool. We saw the mountain we were supposed to be on next to us, but we were on this one. It was called Harkening Hill. It wasn't even a mountain, it was a hill, but it was big. And you could just see Tyler. He couldn't even see what we were looking at. But you could tell he could see it. You could tell by the look on his face that it was real. And guys, I think that's where we're at tonight. You know, a lot of times we can't really see, and we feel like we're going up this mountain, and the whole time Jesus is right next to us. And he's given us more and more and more of a vision of who he is. So guys, our verse with Fusion is, you who were once far away from God have been brought near by the blood of Jesus. So guys, if you trust in Jesus, some of you tonight are still blind. But you guys, if you trust in Jesus, if you give your life to him, he takes off the blinders. And you can see. Guys, there's visible proof. It's like, you're like, Joe, how do I know if I'm not blind in my heart? Well, here's some proof. Number one, instead of hating that person that's hard to get along with, do you ever have that person that you just can't stand? We're honest. You begin to, instead of hating that person, you begin to try to understand why they're that way. You begin to care for them. You begin to sympathize with them. Instead of making fun of people, you begin to sympathize with them. Instead of butting heads with your parents, this is a hard one, you begin to listen and understand that they really have your best in mind. Instead of keeping quiet about your faith, you learn how to be bold and talk to people like Jesus did. And guys, if we're honest with ourselves, instead of viewing the way of what they appear to be, viewing things, life is not primarily physical. It's spiritual. So guys, I'm gonna share one video to close, and it's this. There's this rapper. His name's His name's Andy Mineo. And he had a sister who was deaf. And his whole life he just decided to say, I'm not gonna try to deal with my deaf sister because I don't want to learn sign language. And he kind of just did his own thing. Well, his spiritual eyes were open, and he realized, man, I gotta change the way I view about my sister. So he made this song about it. So go ahead and take a look at the screen.